Welcome to the Wellness Dentist Podcast. Join biological and cosmetic dentist Dr. Katie Toe as she explores holistic wellness through trending ideas, real stories, and patient experiences. This podcast will inspire you to make healthy lifestyle choices and take charge of your dental wellness. And now your host, the Wellness Dentist, Dr. Katie Toe.
Welcome to the Wellness Dentist Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Katie Toe, and today I have the one and only. I've been following her social, learning so much from her teaching, Dr. Jess, the one and only. Thank you so much.
I'm honored. Thanks for having me.
You are like so busy today, just fresh off the stage. And that was a very important topic because not only that our audience, which is patient and dentist listening, but talking about hormones and menopause.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
big topic. Yes.
Very poorly misunderstood, too, amongst conventional medicine, I have to say. I feel like I'm 47 now, and I feel like I suffered for about 7 to 10 years with symptoms, and you kind of feel like you're going crazy. You don't sleep, you gain this weight, you're like a shell of yourself. You start being snippy with the people you love. Your cycles start to be irregular. It really sucks. And we really haven't been given the proper education and the tools to know what to do about it as a woman or even recognize it when it happens. I'm a doctor. I didn't recognize it myself. So,
yeah. And everyone on the podcast was sharing about how they started in this wellness journey. And you have such a powerful story that I don't think many providers would say, I gave up my license. I can do what I was called to do. So can you share with our audience?
I have to tell you, I wasn't that good at knowing it was part of my story and that it would propel me in the future. I really thought it was the end of me when it happened. So you know how that is. Like you really think this is the end. My soul is going to die after this, and I'm not going to have a resurgence of my career, respect amongst other doctors. And that's actually the opposite of what happened. So back in 2020, 21, I was giving vaccine exemptions for fragile children in California. I had a California medical license. Unfortunately, they had passed SB 277, SB 276, which meant that you could only give vaccine exemptions for 4 qualifications like autoimmunity, epilepsy or seizures, things like that within the family. And if you broke those rules, they would come after you. They would subpoena patients' medical records without their permission, open them up under the guise of safety to check the validity of the vaccine exemption. And then if they didn't agree with you, it could be you did the wrong physical exam or you didn't sign the chart in time, they would come after us. And the point in that was if they got any of us in trouble, it nulled all the vaccine exemptions we'd done for all the fragile children in California. So they had to go find another doctor and move out of the state after that. And that was the whole point, was to remove the placebo group. So when I got in trouble, they literally said, you can take 3 years probation, you can take, 60 hours of a re-education or whatever it was, and a 3-year stipulated license without any exemptions. And I just thought, I don't want to do that. I don't make money this way anymore. Here's your license. And I want to media blitz you. But what happened was everyone was afraid to interview me during COVID after about something like vaccine exemptions. Then I moved to Florida and I went without my license for 2-3 years. And I applied. I got brave and I applied to Florida and they approved it. Unencumbered. Welcome to Florida. So, yeah.
That's a huge. I appreciate your honesty when you said I thought that's the end of my career, but turned out to be the best decision of your career.
Isn't that weird? How that works?
You are become the role model for so many people to speak up and say, I have the courage to do the same, to saying no, to know I know that's wrong, to do it to my patients.
Yeah, I couldn't. Doctors are really afraid about scrutiny, about being called a quack, about really disrespect from our peers. And I was afraid of that too, but I was more afraid of becoming a button pushing minion within the hospital without a brain of my own. That was even scarier. So I had to make the lesser of the two evils of the choices for me. And I was really depressed during that time. I didn't know what was going to happen. But it's the universe and God, the creator, had bigger plans. And I'm really glad that I stood by my values and my truth. I'm proud of myself about that, actually. So, yeah.
But during that time, you actually take that opportunity to bring it to social media and educate the public. And the public speak up. They follow, they listen, they ask questions. I love your educating content. So can you share with me, is that like, how did you think about the idea of like, hey, I'm going to take this time, this downtime that I thought it was the end of my career, but actually turn it around and said, I'm going to educate everyone and anyone that listen.
Yeah, when COVID happened, I thought, okay, I knew right away that this was a crazy psyop from the government. And so I really wanted to get the word out. And so I started speaking out on COVID online, which, got a lot of people canceled, got a lot of people, shadow banned, myself included, and a lot of my friends. But for me, I thought, I already had an audience online, and I thought, gosh, this is some extra time that I have that I can build my reputation back up. The people who believe in the values that I believe in are going to find me.
That's right.
And the people who aren't, they're going to fall by the wayside because we aren't aligned anymore. And that's exactly what happened. And I continued to speak out, and I garnished respect from people that, like, even some conventional medical doctors I never thought would say anything. And now they're leaving their jobs to come work for us. So it's like, wow, full circle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And you are seeing patients.
I am.
And you also have so many doctors that are working with you that seeing patients.
I do, yeah.
That's the best news, because now, especially with telemedicine, people can actually get all their labs work, work with you and actually find the result.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm so much more fulfilled in my career now that I'm not in the hospital anymore. My hands aren't tied by big pharma. I can actually get to the root cause of people and say the truth. I'm unencumbered in saying the truth now. And in Florida, the Surgeon General and his wife back me. The whole institution there backs me. It feels really nice to see things changing and being able to practice and help people get to their root cause again.
Yeah. I know during the pandemic, it was a dark time for medical and even for dentistry. We was so scared of the aerosol and everything that we've been exposed to. But because of it, a lot of us are waking up and asking the questions, what have we been doing? Like, how many of those are truth and how many of those are lies? And start questioning what's benefit for the patient or even our health. Like, they say nothing about mercury. And us over here was suffering from all of that toxicity years after years, especially female dentists, which is majority of dentists these days.
That's exactly right. And, we've been saying in functional medicine, 15, 20 years, how bad mercury was. And that, with the hot liquids and hot foods, it can leach and turn into a gas that then goes into the body. And it's like logic is fast, science is slow. So, they're just now catching up with the ADA, the American Dental Association, that, hey, mercury amalgams, we shouldn't be doing those. And, they still haven't caught on to root canals, but yes.
Yeah. That's a really, really big topic. And I love that as a functional medicine doctor, you actually talk about dental health with all your patients. You are so vocal about that actually we have patients that, like your followers, asking the question like, hey, Dr. Jess, talk about this today. And you seeing biological dentists yourself. So I think walking the talk is so important, because a lot of people know about biological dentistry, but they haven't experienced it.
Yes, that's exactly right. And I'll tell you what, when I have a mystery patient, I can't figure out what's wrong with them. I have to always rule out an silently infected root canal all the time. It's on my intake form when people come in. Which tooth? When was it done? Because what I see is they, on average, last around 8 to 10 years. They can't outlast the human body. And so, yeah, I absolutely, one of my favorite professions is biological dentistry. They literally save my patients. So, yeah, I appreciate what you do so much.
Thank you, Dr. Jess. And I love that you had that question on your questionnaire, because I actually had a lot of referral from medical professional, but they don't know anything about the mouth. They don't even know about asking about the mercury or the root canals or the cavitations or the wisdom teeth extraction site. So for me, it's like such a wonderful when they hear it from the medical professional. And then when it comes to us, it's like, yes, that's why I'm here. That's why I got referred here. And the fact that you mentioned the root canals, silent infection, it's not like a pain that they can feel.
It's weird, because you would think if there's something here, maybe they might have some discoloration and pain, right? When they chew or something here. But really, it's so interesting because it's hard to pinpoint the teeth. People don't understand each tooth is like a human organ system with a meridian chart that attached to it. And so they don't understand that this represents the whole systemic body. And you'll often have side effects, autoimmune symptoms away from the local site of the problem, away from the tooth. All of a sudden you end up with lupus or something. Or, you have, maybe you can't get pregnant, right? You're infertile. And this all goes back to sometimes the teeth. And so people don't think, oh, my infertility might be this root canal that's sitting on my endocrine system meridian. They don't think about that. But it absolutely is the truth. And it makes people so sick when their dental health is poor.
Yeah. And you did not learn that in medical school?
Heck no. No way. No way. Yeah. I don't even know if they told us about the dental pulp inside a tooth in medical school. Yeah. I mean, I didn't learn about nutrition in medical school, right?
We did not. We have zero.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's a travesty, actually, what happened to our generation in medical school and residency. And so, yeah, I wish I was taught about the mouth. I wish I was taught how it represented organ systems in the body and the whole human homunculus like the foot. I wish I taught that. I'd been so much of a better doctor early on.
Oh, my God. Yeah. The patient is so lucky to have a doctor that not only understand all of this, especially learn it after you graduate and practices for so long, but you personally walk this talk. Right. So I love that. And especially you said that you are seeing patients right now. I know you have a really long list, but you have doctors that you train that are available to see patients right now. So can you share a bit about the process of how to become a patient?
Sure. So it's really easy. Everything's virtual, like you mentioned. So it's drjess.health. And that way you book a discovery call. It's a $20 call with my team. We make sure you're a good fit. I'm a good fit for you as well. And then that you're willing to do a package. Why is that? Because I'm a good doctor, but I don't know any doctors who can usually get people better in a one and done appointment. Usually it's a process where we work together and I learn the language of your body and I just move roadblocks out of the way so the body does its thing, because I don't heal you. The body is a healing machine. I just need it working at peak performance. So you book at drjess.health, 20-minute discovery call to make sure we're a fit. And then you book a package. We have different options that are 3-month, 5-month, 8-month. And I have 3 different doctors that work underneath me who have been trained in my methodology and all that stuff. And they are willing to see you. We actually have doctors meetings and discuss the cases every month too. So it's not like they don't get my input.
Yeah, no, that's amazing because accessible to the functional medicines that work is what people are confusing. Like that, I have questions. Yesterday I gave a breakout sessions and it was like people sitting on the floor. It was a full room, packed room. And people come up to me and say, I heard you mention functional medicine. Who do I see? It is like, wow, in the day of information, people still don't know where to go. We're thinking, oh, we talk about this on Instagrams or social every single day. But there's people still very lost because they still stuck in that sick care, that conventional care.
Or they're trying to kind of straddle both sides. They'll do some conventional, some functional. And for me, it can be too many cooks in the kitchen sometimes. So yeah, and they don't know where to go. And like I said, some of this functional medicine, it's not standardized. It's not uniform yet, like in conventional medicine where everything is taught in the schools regularly. It's sort of like not every functional doctor is created equal, if you will.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love the fact that you are communicating with other team, other members of the team, like the biological dentist or the chiropractor or the physical therapist. You work with so many professionals to help them. And I think it's their quarterback and guide them.
Yeah, that's how it was when I was a hospitalist. I was the quarterback of the team and I consulted out specialties as I needed. So it's sort of the same way here, right? It takes a village sometimes to heal someone. And you can't be an expert in every single specialty and niche. So I have to have my friends, right? I have to have my friends, the dentist, the physical therapist, the postural restoration specialist, the mental health specialist, the nervous system regulators. It's really important.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you're talking to patients who are listening to this, because we have a lot of, and first and foremost, I'm always say, hey, dentist, you are a patient. If you are not taking care of yourself, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And so if people said this is one thing, especially they follow you on social and you educate them a lot, what is the one thing they should work on first if they're starting this wellness journey right now?
The first thing I start with everyone is nervous system regulation, because I've noticed anecdotally throughout the years with people that their body will not take a protocol and absorb, assimilate, and do what I want it to do if it's stuck in flight or fight or sympathetic overdrive. It's like the whole system is off kilter, and all the hormones, neurotransmitters, neuropeptides, everything from the prosody of your voice to your pupillary dilation to your endorphin level is changed if you're in sympathetic overdrive, and specifically dorsal freeze, where people are stuck in freeze. They will not open up. Their drainage and detox pathways will not open up, as witnessed by the fact that most of them are constipated because you can't go to the bathroom if you're not in rest and digest. So the body is contracted. It's scared to release. So how can I go killing things off, eradicating things when they will recirculate it? It will make them feel like they have the flu because they're not open to release. Their body is scared. So I have to start there. Otherwise, I waste their time or money.
Wow, I love your approach already because I witnessed that in my practice. When patients come in, one of the questions on our intake form is constipation. And they look at me like, are you looking over here? Like, why are you asking about constipation? But again, we know if they do that, they can detox. That's right. And that means the microbiomes are all off. And so I love that you start with that because that's important for everybody.
Yeah, I start with that, and then I slowly move into drainage, opening detox pathways, making sure they can poop, they can sweat, their liver and bile is working, right? You sleep a little decently at night. Yeah. And that's really important because that means, you're prepped and ready for the detox. Your body is a little more resilient with it. And that's what I'm looking for, those clues that, man, you got to start with nervous system to get there. You really do.
That's a huge reminder for people that going through this or not even working, say, hey, you better work with Dr. Jess and her team. But if you're not, then this is a great reminder for you to start. That's a step one.
And they may ask what to do. I would say vagal nerve stimulators. I love the Pulsetto. I love the Zen Bud. Yeah. Maybe you do a nervous system regulation program, DNRS or Primal Trust or the Gupta program. Maybe you do breath work. There's many ways to heal. But what I tell people, what is your recipe? What are you actually going to follow through with? What's actually enjoyable for you?
Consistency.
Yeah. What's not a job for you? Which one? Because you can pick out of these. And one of these will be your recipe and it works with your schedule. And you have to know yourself well enough to know that because I can't pick for you. So that's where they become their own best doctor a little bit, right?
Yeah. I'm sure now that you know why she's such a viral because people follow, because you make it fun to heal, not stressful, not feel like, this is the homework. There's more things to do. It's like, I'm going to pick what worked for my life. And follow through with it and be consistent. Yes. So I'm sure everyone curious, what is your top 3 daily practices, wellness practices that non-negotiable for you?
100% movement and exercise. I think it's no secret to anyone who follows me that I lift probably like 4 times a week. I'm doing hot yoga or Pilates the other days and walking 4 to 5 miles. I'm extremely active in my body. And I think that's absolutely non-negotiable. You have to move. Whatever your favorite is, it can be fun again.
Yes.
Pick what it is and Zumba. Do it. Exactly. That's fine with me, but pick something to move your body. Is a privilege to be able to move your body. Not everyone can. The other thing is a little bit of sunlight, especially in the morning and evenings, really important. I love to get out and walk in the sun. It's really important for our happiness and our circadian rhythm in general, sleep schedule, all that stuff. The last thing for me is sweating. I know I said movement. That doesn't always have to be sweating. I have an infrared sauna. I have a Killbind sweat detox program. And so for me, you can release so many heavy metals and industrial man-made toxins in sweat. It makes me feel like $1,000,000, and I love it. And you can refold misfolded proteins in the body that call for the wrong genes. So think about Alzheimer's and those wrong plaques they have in the brain. Heat actually gives them a second chance to unfold and refold again. So this is a prevention against neurodegenerative conditions. I mean, it's sweating, guys. It's free.
Yeah, it's crazy now. It's a privilege to sweat. Like our ancestors, the reason they're so healthy.
That's right.
Because they out and about, they have no AC. They sweat every day.
Snaps for you. That's right. What's wrong with us is we're getting up in the morning, we reach for our phones, and we live in this astral plane where all the stress comes from the 3D matrix, our boss, our 9 to 5, picking up our kids and running them everywhere. These are things that weren't in the evolutionary and old world, right? Back then we got up, we put our hands in petted animals. We put our hands and feet in the dirt. We got sun on our skin. We breathed natural air. And the stressors then came from working our physical bodies. Now it's mental in the astral plane, not the etheric plane, reaching for the phone, and everything's digital. And so we're stressed out about things that don't even really matter. They're made up by men. Yeah. Really.
And that's why the physical body is the victim of all of that. And so I love your approach is approaching here first. Get that mindset first. and regulated your nervous system, then the rest of the body will listen.
And you don't need a doctor to do that, right? You guys can start doing that right now.
But you still need a good doctor to guide you.
That's right. But start now.
Yes.
Even before you see me on my team. Start now. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Jess. I really appreciate it. I know how busy you are, and we learned so much already. And we want to bring you back and definitely have a follow-up, because we're going to have so many mutual patients together. I'm so excited for our biological dentist to be able to work with amazing team that you and your team will take care of. So thank you, everyone. And make sure you follow Dr. Jess on Instagram. And of course, drjess.health is how you're going to submit that form and work with her team. And make sure you subscribe and follow for more.
Thank you, Dr. Katie, for having me.
Thank you. Yay. Thank you for listening today. Wellness starts in your mouth and includes your entire life. When you understand that, the whole game changes. Come learn more at thewellnessdentist.com. We see you in the next episode. And remember, there is always a reason to smile.